Hey, what is up you guys? It is MK-Panda and welcome back to my channel. So today's video will be part 1 of an in-depth tutorial on how I prepare my button art. All the templates in this video will be linked down below in the Google Drive folder for all of you to use. Right now we're going to start with a basic run through of the different templates and the information that are contained on them. The two templates that I have provided are for Badgerman buttons and for Dr. Don's buttons. I highly recommend Dr. Don as an affordable place to get button parts and items for creating buttons in general. They're very affordable and I like the quality of their products. Plus, shipping in the United States does start at $5. No, this video is not sponsored by them. I just wanted to hook you guys up with cheap button parts. So as you can see, the Dr. Don's template does have a cut line of 2.5 inches, and if you are going to use the Dr. Don button parts and machines, then you will have to use this template in order for your button sizes to work. Next, we have a badge a minute button template. Also, badge a minute, also known as BAM, has a 2.75 inch cut line, and I like this template because it's a bit more detailed than the Dr. Don's template. With this template setup, you have the option to accurately create perimeter text or perimeter design, and as the name suggests, this area of the button will be on the edges of the button and not visible when facing front. And another important thing to note is the difference in DPI per each of these templates. In the Drive folder, I did include both 300 and 600 DPI, though I personally work on 600. Another thing that is provided in the Google Drive folder is a PNG of the button guideline. So if I hide all of this, then the gray areas that you see is a button guideline. And I also included this red crop circle. When you are creating your files on your tablet, either if you have a Galaxy tablet or an iPad, do set the dimensions of your image to 7 by 7 centimeters at 600 DPI. If you don't, your final image size will be off from this tutorial because, as I said, button art exported in 300 or 600 DPI will behave differently when you export them into Word. Here's an example of what the final button art will look like versus, or no, here's an example of button art in the program versus the final button product that you will have once you're completed. This is just how I chose to crop my buttons, and as I said, the red part is this really nice crop circle, which is be what you see in the front of the button, and then anything outside the red part will actually be folded and contained within the button itself in order to keep all the parts together. Alright everyone, now that our button art is done, it is time to prepare it for printing. As stated before, button art exported in different DPIs may have a different image dimensions and may also behave differently when you put them into Word. However, for quality's sake, never print an image that is below 300 DPI because it may be pixelated. So for my first example, we have Dobby here on the left. And as you can see, there is a lot more transparent space around his image than that of this image over here on the right. The template, the PNG templates that I use have a little bit less transparent space on the outside versus the default Photoshop document ones that I have. So keep that in mind when you are selecting which templates that you want to use. However, I will be able to show you how to make sure you size your buttons correctly if you are doing this for the first time. So through trial and error, I already know what size each of these need to be, but if this is your first time doing this, a good tip is to go into, well, first go to the arrange and open up the selection pane. That way you'll be able to select all of the images that are in your Word document currently. So right now we have Dobby selected and he is picture number 15. So we're going to drag that inside of this circle. We are going to go to layout options and then hit behind the text and make sure move fixed position on the page is selected so you can move him around freely on the image. And then we're going to go up to the arrangement pane and then send it back. And then we're going to resize him. And in order, since this image is technically behind the text, then you will have to use the arrow keys to move him around. I already know that this does need to be 3.5 inches. And as you can see, the entire image is within the black borders of our template. Here, scoot over a little bit. And you can see that it's within the borders. So next we are going to do this image of this bunny girl over here. She is picture number 16. As you can see, as stated before, there's less transparent space. So obviously the final dimension size of this button will be slightly different. I already know what it is, but I'm going to illustrate again. Layout options, behind text, fixed position, send to back. And then you can use this stuff here on the sides. I already know 2.88 inches will be our sweet spot dimension. Use the arrow keys to put it in place. And then there you go. That is how you use a template to make sure that the buttons are the correct size. And once you have the buttons at the correct size, you can go ahead and hide that. Hit Control Copy, Control Paste. And we're just gonna drag them down like so. I'm gonna show the image again, because obviously these aren't in the correct space. Using this pattern, you will be able to fit a maximum of 9 buttons on the page. If you are going to try and maximize your profits, I definitely recommend using this format so you can fit as many buttons on one page as possible. And here you go. This is, whoops, I don't know what I just did. Oh no. Whoops. Okay, I took it out of print layout mode. Alright, just gotta refix all of that. Alright, and this is the final look of the page. Lastly, you're just going to want to delete the grid lines, and here you go. Now your buttons are ready to be printed and cut out. In the next tutorial, I will show you the different rotary tools that I use in order to cut out my printed buttons. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in part 2 of this tutorial. Bye guys!